to southern and eastern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News at 5:30.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. While much of eastern Kentucky is under a burn ban, one eastern Kentucky man is behind bars accused of violating one. Deputies in Laurel County arrested him for burning leaves in a wooded area off Interstate 75. And as the flames spread around him, he then needed rescue. WYMT's Hannah Reynolds has more.
A Laurel County Sheriff's deputy was having a routine day on Friday when he saw smoke near several homes and businesses and went to investigate.
He saw this individual sitting, eating a hamburger with fire completely surrounding him.
And after several attempts to get the man's attention, he had to be rescued against his will, where he continued to have odd behavior.
I think that was due to his level of intoxication. He was rambling about all kinds of things and said he was some kind of general from West Virginia or something.
Deputies say 44-year-old Thomas Saylor sat the fire himself by burning leaves, which directly went against the local burn ban in Laurel County and could have quickly turned devastating, especially in the highly populated and wooded area off West Highway 80 he was near.
It just takes a second for that spark or an ember from that fire to get out and maybe catch the grass on fire and maybe escape over into the structure itself.
Despite the rain on Monday, the burn bans are still in effect across the region, as there has not been sufficient rain to lift them, making it illegal to start a fire. In Laurel County, Hannah Reynolds, WYMT Mountain News.
Saylor was charged with public intoxication and violating the burning ban, among other charges.
And as Hannah just said, we did see rain today, but it definitely wasn't enough to get us out of this drought. Now, of course, this map isn't going to update until Thursday, but I really don't think we're going to see a big update because we did not see a lot of rain for today. But you could see a lot of us still in that moderate drought, while really almost all of eastern Kentucky is in that just abnormally dry stage. And sadly, if we don't see a big rain by Thursday, I wouldn't be surprised to see that moderate drought extend into a few more of those counties. Now, remember, we broke some records yesterday and tied some. So at Jackson, went 25 days without rain, so that tied the record. But at London, they went 25 days without rain as well, which was a new record. Now, I think London broke it today. I think they saw about 0.07 inches of rain, and Jackson did see a trace of rain today. And you can see that here on satellite and radar where that rain had moved in. And of course, we saw a little bit of it, and it was definitely nice out there, but definitely not enough. Now, you see, we are still dealing with a few of those isolated rain chances, mainly along that Kentucky into that Virginia border. A few more of those pop-ups you could see in parts of Pike County, but most of us, of course, we're still going to remain on that drier side. So we're seeing a wide range of temperatures, anywhere from the upper 70s, anywhere from those lower 70s as well, some 60s if you're looking into Pikeville and over into Wise. Now, as we head into really the next few days, or really tonight, we'll see that gloomy conditions really continue. Cooler temperatures do continue as we head into your Tuesday, but I promise more heat is on the way. Summer looks to make another comeback. I'll have that and more coming up in a little bit.
All right, definitely need a lot more rain than we got today. Paige, thank you. In Harlan County, a building is likely a loss following an early morning fire. Cumberland City Councilman David C. Dixon sent us this video from Main Street. He says the building had been turned into a home. No one was inside when the fire started. The fire department says the cause of that blaze does not appear to be suspicious. Police in the U.S. Virgin Islands opened an investigation into a missing Kentucky woman. This is 48-year-old Lucy Schumann. She was supposed to check out of her Coral Bay rental unit on St. John, but did not. They found her rental Jeep with all her belongings inside at Salt Pond Bay. Officials also found her day pack. As they search, the weather is expected to deteriorate with Tropical Storm Karen approaching. Even though bills to legalize it have failed in the Kentucky General Assembly, medical marijuana continues to be a big topic among health experts here in Kentucky. Many of those experts met today at a conference hosted by the Foundation for a Healthy Kentucky. Discussions range from what exactly it means to label marijuana as medicine, research gaps, expected revenues and costs, what other states are doing, the impact on the justice system, and what type of public education is needed. Medical experts say they do not believe there is sufficient research out there to support the legalization.
We saw with the opioid epidemic how it's very easy to cherry pick studies or misrepresent studies for special interest gains. There is that concern in this situation. We have some evidence that there's value to it, but we also have some evidence that there's harmful effects.
Many doctors think research is lagging behind the public push for marijuana because regulations from the federal level limit and prevent some studies. Today, the University of Kentucky was forced to divert patients to other hospitals. Officials say a computer issue impacted the hospitals. The hospital still accepted patients needing UK for trauma, pediatrics, and burn care. Outpatient clinics operated under normal procedures. Now, we are still awaiting more details from UK about the computer issue. Today was a ribbon cutting ceremony was held for a primary and urgent care clinic in Prestonsburg. The clinic is located on South Lake Drive near downtown. More than 100 people came out to the event. City Mayor Les Stapleton says he hopes more exciting things are ahead for this part of town.
We have people calling the office all the time about what's the zoning up there? Is there available buildings up there? So, you know, it takes a spark to start a fire, and this is a spark that we think can create some fire here in this end of town.
The new Pikeville Medical Center clinic will begin taking patients immediately. Extended hours for urgent care will be opening soon. In Texas, a former police officer is on trial accused of killing her neighbor. Investigators say Amber Geiger shot Botham Zahn in his apartment last September. She told a dispatcher that she thought she was in her apartment. It turned out she arrived at Zahn's apartment and thought he was an intruder. Geiger faces life in prison if convicted of murder. The prosecution made its opening statement today. Disgruntled football star Antonio Brown is now enrolled in college. The New England Patriots cut Brown last week. 2 women accused Brown of sexual misconduct. In a now deleted Twitter tirade yesterday, Brown lashed out at the Patriots owner. His alleged behavior off the field could cost him nearly $40 million in deals. Brown entered the NFL before earning a degree. He went to Central Michigan University, where he enrolled online after being cut and vowing never to return to the NFL. After the magical 2018 season, Kentucky has struggled a bit to start the SEC portion of its 2019 schedule. The Cats are 0-2 in conference play for the first time since 2013. WYMT's Camille Gear is at Kroger Field with more in our Big Blue coverage.
Penalties and drop passes were the name of Kentucky's game on Saturday in Starkville. The Wildcats just couldn't get it done against the Bulldogs, losing 28-13. Mistakes ultimately cost the Wildcats a win on Saturday. On the first drive of the game, Sawyer Smith threw a pick six, putting Kentucky in an early hole. Unfortunately, that trend continued throughout the game, and Smith threw the ball 41 times for only 15 completed passes.
You know, what really hurt us was dropped passes again and dropped touchdowns. I want to say there's three dropped touchdowns. And you know, you put 2 of those in there, and maybe one field goal, and what's that put the game in?
Ultimately, consistent penalties were the straw that broke the camel's back. Head coach Mark Stoops says his guys have to eliminate those mistakes in order to win some games.
You know, we've got to get out of the personal, you know, little games that are going on within the game, because it does not help you win. And you know, we've got to find that balance, and we've got to find that right mentality for an offensive line. But when it's crossing over that, it's counterproductive.
Up next for the Wildcats, looking to get their 6th straight win against the Gamecocks on Saturday at Kroger Field. Camille Gear, WYMT Mountain News.
And Kentucky will head to Columbia Saturday to take on the 1-3 South Carolina Gamecocks. We'll have more on that game coming up in sports. We'll get ready to see who will outwit, outplay, and outlast this year on Survivor Island of the Idols. The premiere is just about 48 hours away, and this time we'll be cheering on Whitley County's Elaine Stott. She will try and follow up Nick Wilson's win from 1 year ago. The concept this year, 2 former winners will be there to help castaways. Of course, there will be a catch, but we'll have to wait to learn exactly what that is. The premiere is this Wednesday night right here on WYMT. Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, we will introduce you to a program that helps students like yours prepare for future careers and higher education.
And temperatures will be a little bit of a roller coaster over the next few days, but what about those rain chances? I'll have that and more coming up in just a few short minutes.
There's a new program to help excel Pike County school students. Coming up, I'm Marianne Fletcher, and I'll show you why officials are calling this New Hope for the region.